This is the AT and MIT webinar recap for January 13th to the 17th of 2025. You can see that for the week, it was an overall good week. We only had one negative day throughout the two webinars that we did, or the two different webinars we did, both the afternoon trade and the morning impact trade webinars. Overall, it was a win percentage of 75%. It was a pretty decent week. We had some events that happened, or breaking news events that happened that did have an effect, at least on one of our trades. And so with that happening, to still end up with an overall positive week, and actually a really positive week during that time, is still really good. You can see that we ended up having 6 wins, 2 losses. But out of the 2 losses, one of those was because of those news announcements, and that's this one here that was a loss, around $816. Overall, you can see our average win and our average loss. The average win of $454, average loss of $670. Still better than a 2-to-1 ratio, and with a 75% win percentage, that'll still pull positive. And so that's doing really well, especially with a risk of ruin sitting right around 0%. But if you look at the breakdown of the hours, you can see the afternoon trade, we can see a positive, almost $1,000, $996. And even in the morning trades, with that one loss that we had on the US yen from that breaking news announcement, still positive $392 there. If that breaking news or that tweet didn't come in, I would have suspected a win, which would have almost been about a $1,200 swing in the other direction. By taking away that $800 loss and then backing it up with a $400 win. So, but we can't control that. But yet, even with that breaking news announcement, still overall a good week. But one thing I want to show you, though, is one of those trades we took, specifically this evening or afternoon trade that we took from Thursday the 16th. This was here on the Japanese yen. And what we could see here is that we had long-term pressures turning down, where you can see the one-day chart and 8-hour pressure charts. You can see them just diving down here. And so the expectation was that that direction would continue for a period of time after a short turn up, which you can see here from our 2-hour and 4-hour charts. Now, the other signals that we're also getting from our 2-hour and 4-hour charts that told us that we should probably turn right back down is the separation between our major and our minor indicator here. You can see that when it's the minor indicator that goes up first, the belief is that we might get a little bit of a movement up, which is what we're getting right now, but that eventually it's going to turn back down in the direction of the larger pressures. So the way we set this trade up is we set it to where we'd have a little bit of a higher entry point than where we were at the time of the webinar, to where we'd let it come up here to our green pressure line, and we'd enter here, put our stop loss outside of the cross of our pressure lines, and do a 1-to-1 take profit back down here before we hit the low of the day. And so that's the way we set it up. So we set it up as a pending order sell limit, and it activated just a short time after the webinar. You can see the candle ends up shooting up, activating us into our sell order, and then it eventually turned right back down and crashed through our 1-to-1 profit just in the very next hour. So great trade, typical setup where sharp downward pressure, separation between the majors and minors, slight pull up, bigger turn down. So overall, good week.